All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Gottschall. I'm the Lower Paxton Township Manager. In typical fashion, I'm going to give a brief summary of this evening's agenda, particularly for the benefit of those who may be watching at home on television and joining us that way. The board is meeting tonight under a business session of the Board of Supervisors. Jumping down in the agenda to new business, the board has a number of action items to include the adoption of Resolution 23-03, which is a typical business item here for the board. That is to approve a sewer planning module for a subdivision, which will be addressed also later in the agenda. Next, under new business, the board will take action to award a contract for this year's township paving project. Mr. Nolt is here to explain that for us. Following that, under subdivision and land development, the board will take action on a preliminary and final subdivision plan in relation to the previously mentioned sewer module. Following that, the board will take action on improvement guarantees, the payment of township and authority bills, and finally hear any lasting announcements before finally making a motion to adjourn. With all that said, members of the board are seated and prepared to conduct business. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll call this meeting of the Lower Paxton Township Board of Supervisors to order. I'd like to ask everyone to please rise, and Supervisor Judd will lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll begin with approval of minutes from the December 6, 2022 business meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Mr. Chairman, so moved.
So moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
I would like to announce the Board of Supervisors did meet in executive session prior to this meeting and will do so following to discuss personnel and other items. With that, it is time for public comment. Public comment is for items not on the agenda tonight. If you're here for an item on the agenda, we'll have comment at that time. And would like to begin. We have a special guest with us this evening. We're very pleased that one of our new state representatives, Representative Justin Fleming, is with us and would like to say a few words. Representative, welcome. Good to have you in Lower Paxton.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I really appreciate the opportunity to address the Board of Supervisors tonight. I want to start by saying, first of all, it's an honor and a privilege to be the new state representative for the 105th Legislative District, including 17 of 26 precincts in Lower Paxton Township, as well as all of Susquehanna Township and all of Pembroke Borough. Again, thank you for the time tonight, and it's an honor to be before you. I just wanted to make a quick announcement. I'm happy to announce that my district office is in Lower Paxton Township. It's in the Colonial Park area off of Jonestown Road. Our office is 4807 Jonestown Road in Old Liberty Square. And along with that, my office is going to have an open house next Thursday, March 16th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. I know you've gotten pieces of mail, but I'm also here to formally invite each and every one of you, the supervisors as well as the staff, if you can make it out. See our district office and see the services we provide to include property tax rent rebate services, PennDOT services, unemployment compensation issues, unclaimed property, as well as LIHEAP, and a variety of other things that we can offer. And I'm also happy to announce that I've met with Brad and Sam along with my district office director, Brian Latore, shortly after we started, and we've already given Lower Paxton Township a support letter for a grant that you're seeking for a much-needed sewer project in the township. So we are here, ready and willing to be partners with you all. And I just, again, I want to avail myself of that opportunity in my office. And so if I can ever be helpful, please just let me know. And I look forward to a very fruitful and productive partnership between our office as well as your board and staff going forward. So if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to take any, but I'll conclude there.
Welcome to Lower Paxton.
Sure.
Thank you, Ms. Lindsay.
It's exciting to have a former township commissioner
Yes, sir.
as our new state representative, so you certainly bring to the table a very good knowledge of how townships work.
And on that note, I was just appointed to the local government committee
Oh,
in the
good.
State House today. So I just learned of that appointment today. So I'm looking forward to helping in that regard in any way I can as well. So again, it's an honor and a privilege to be in this position. We want to try and help everybody that comes through our door. This isn't about partisanship. This isn't about party. This is about helping people when they're in need. So, and I'm happy to do that. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity to address you tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
Thanks.
for being here. And
Thanks,
why-
Thanks,
Justin.
Justin.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Get a picture with the representative while we're,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, let's go up front here and get a picture with him.
we can do that.
What's that?
I said, we can do that.
We can do that.
I said I really called one of the guys.
I said, ladies and gentlemen.
I said, I can't believe you said that.
Otherwise, you. Yeah, we'll put him in the middle. Thank you, Chairman. Good to be here. Good to have you here. It's not usual that I have somebody taller than me.
So, at the count of three, 1, 2, 3. Just one more. 1, 2. I don't move because that's the representative's phone. All right. Again, on the count of 3. 1, 2. 1.
Thank you so much. Great to see you. Great to see you. Tell Joe I said hello. Back to you again. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay.
Justin, you are going to have food at the open house, right?
Norm's coming, order extra. Would anybody else like to address the board under public comment? Okay, seeing nobody else, we'll go to chairman and board member comments. Board members, do we have any comments?
It has been quiet this week.
It's been quiet this week, yes.
Quiet this week.
It
yeah.
has been. Let's, in which case, the manager's report.
Sir, I have no report this evening.
Wow, it really is quiet.
What a disappointment that is.
Yeah, it's a disappointment. We also have no old business, so we do have items of new business, however. The first of which is to take action to adopt Resolution 23-03, this approving the submission of a planning module to the PADEP for the 783 North 67th Street subdivision plan. And that will be handled by Mr. Godshall.
Yes, sir, members of the board. Before the board this evening is Resolution 23-03, providing for a revision to the township's official sewage facilities plan, specifically including a small subdivision at 783 North 67th Street, as you'll hear later on, which proposes 3 residential lots on 2.15 acres. Mr. Weaver has indicated that this project requires a net of 2 EDUs of additional capacity on the township sewer collection system. This resolution and amendment plan, as required by DEP regulations, has been approved by the township engineer, GHD, and is also recommended by staff. At this point, Resolution 2303 is ready for board action.
Anybody wish to comment on this or add anything? Board members, do we have any questions? It's rather a straightforward subdivision.
That's the way it appears.
The way it appears. Okay.
I'll move, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
to adopt Resolution 2303, approving the subdivision of a planning module to PADEP for 783 North 67th Street's subdivision plan.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Yep. Okay, now we have to take action to award a contract for the 2023 Lower Paxton paving project. And Mr. Nolt will talk about the cost of that and the roads that are going to be repaved this year.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the board, Bids were open for the township's 2023 paving project on March 1st. We received a total of 6 bids, with New Enterprise, Stone, and Lime submitting the low bid. We have funds budgeted in our state aid budget sufficient to award the base bid plus alternates 1 and 2. And the total contract amount for this contract is, with this award, would be $1,069,650.60. Brad, if you could go back to the map. This is just a visual. Our GIS technician put this together for us, showing the 2 different areas that we are going to pave this year. The first area is Springford Manor, right off Nye Road. This area, you'll remember that Mackmore had a large stormwater replacement project that they just finished up in the fall. So we'll be paving, Taunton and all the cul-de-sacs in throughout. And the second area is Red Top and Copperstone. Red Top will start at the bridge where they left off with the bridge project and take it to the township boundary. And Copperstone, this shows us going to the second cul-de-sac, which is Leo Drive. Just wanted to make note that we have every intention to pave Copperstone the whole way down to Union Deposit Road, just dependent on a couple of factors. The first would be how quantities trend in the Springford Manor area, as far as how close we are with bid quantities and actual work that's being performed. And then the second would be the amount of salt that we put on the road here within the next month, because it's been a good winter, that we can spend this money on paving rather than the material. Just one other thing to note with this project, working with the road technician, we have letters set to go out, just sending this figure here out to the public, giving them a little information on what is included in the project, who's doing the work, what to expect, and basically who to contact with any issues. So with that, we recommend the board take action here tonight to award the contract to New Enterprise, Stone and Lime, and I can answer any questions from the board.
Tim, have we used them before? That name is not ringing a bell.
We have not. They haven't performed a project here in the township, but they're a very large company. They, in this area, they recently, within the last few years, they purchased Hemp Brothers. Mm-hmm. So they have plenty of resources in the area. And they did one of the phases of the 83 project. So that's the size of the contract.
I didn't recognize the name. That's why I was questioning. Okay.
I'm very familiar with him. Actually, the founder of that company and I served together on a board a number of years ago. He passed away about 10 or 12 years ago. But when I worked at the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission, they were a major contractor for turnpike projects for decades. So
where are they from?
They're from the Altoona area.
Yeah, locally
New
they have
Enterprise.
offices in Camp Hill.
They have offices in Camp Hill now.
Does it have?
Yeah.
And HRG's indicated that they've worked with them in other regions, just not here in Lower Paxton.
Tim, for the Red Top project, is that just a coincidence that it comes so close to the bridge replacement?
Yeah, we're trying to get a system down where we're coming up with more of a multi-year paving plan. So the struggle has always been, working with all the utilities and making sure we get the utilities replaced if they need to be before we pave. So this was one where there aren't that many utilities, and it was rated low on our robotics scan. So it was one that made sense to push up the list and complete it.
Okay, and it's Yeah, they should be happy that the residents, they're gonna get a nice new road. They just might be thinking, boy, man, right on the heels of the detours.
Yeah, and I mean that was part of the reason why Copperstone was selected as well, because that was the detour when the bridge was down and took a toll on the road.
Yeah. Well, they'll be happy when it's over. I mean, they'll have a nice road and a nice bridge and
Yeah,
a whole nice neighborhood. That's
Now, do we use some liquid fuels money for that?
yeah. This is all liquid fuels
All
money.
liquid fuels,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
And is that what was awarded this year, the liquid fuels money?
We were awarded, I don't have the exact figure, but it was somewhere around 1.6 million total for
Okay.
liquid fuels.
Okay.
Yeah, that goes to paving and salt and vehicle
Right.
purchase.
Okay. Well, we definitely saved on salt this year.
Yeah, we did.
So far.
Well, let us hope we don't need any more. That's,
Winter's over with.
let's hope. You still have a couple weeks here. We got to be.
Yeah, that's true.
But the weather forecast's not looking like it, so good. We're glad you're able to recycle that money into road paving. That's great. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Is there a motion to award the contract for the Lower Paxton Township paving project for 2023?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we award the contract to Enterprise Stone and Lime Company, Inc., for the 2023 Lower Paxton Township paving project in the amount of $1,069,650.60. That includes the base bid plus alternate 1 and alternate 2.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Knoll. We now move to subdivision and land development. And once again, we're going to talk about 783 North 67th Street. And Mrs. Zerby is going to talk about the preliminary and final subdivision plan. Good evening.
Good evening, Board. This is the preliminary final subdivision plan for 783 North 67th Street. It proposes to subdivide tax parcel 357723, which is 2.16 acres, into 3 separate lots. Lot 1 will have a total area of 34,555 square feet, which is 0.79 acres. Lot 2 and Lot 3 will both have a total area of 29,706 square feet, which is 0.68 acres. Lot 3 will be the residential or the residual lot and contain the single-family dwelling, which is currently under construction. The site is in the residential low-density R1 zoning district and will be served by public sewer and public water. There are 3 waiver requests for this plan. The waivers are related to street widening, curbing, and sidewalk. There is 1 deferral request to allow the stormwater management plan to be provided at the time of the building plan submission. Staff supports the waivers and the deferral request, and there are only 5 administrative comments and 5 general comments for this plan. And Chris Hoover from Hoover Engineering is here to answer any questions the board may have.
Good evening, Mr. Hoover.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mrs. Zerby. And good evening, supervisors. My name is Chris Hoover with Hoover Engineering, the engineering consultant relative to the plan. As Mrs. Zerby briefly explained, it's a pretty straightforward subdivision, 3 lots on the corner of 2 existing roadways. We will be connecting to public water, public sewer. We've worked with staff and the engineering department to square away all relative plan comments. I think we're before you with a pretty clean plan ready for action. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
I think you guys have been pretty thorough. I don't have any.
Are you okay with all the administrative comments and the general comments?
Yes, we
Okay.
are.
Is this right on the line of Swadar?
Yes.
Okay, I
It's
kind of
very-
figured it was
very
pretty
close to it.
close, yeah.
Okay, I'm sensing we don't have any further questions, so is there a motion to approve the subdivision?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the preliminary final subdivision plan, 783 North 67th Street, plan number 22-22, as presented by Mrs. Zerby.
So moved. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Great,
Thank
That
thank
was
you.
pretty harmless. Now, we do have improvement guarantees, of which I believe there were, what, three? Any questions? Is there a motion to approve the improvement guarantees?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the improvement guarantees 100 North Hawks Road, Stray Winds Farms Phase 9C, Automokes Phase 2A.
So moved. Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. That takes us to the payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority. Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we approve the payment of the bills for the Lower Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority.
So moved. Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Are there any further announcements from members of the board or the township manager? Hearing none, our next board meeting, we are scheduled for a workshop 1 week from tonight, Tuesday, March 14th, 2023 at 7 p.m. in this room. There being no further business before the board, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
You just wanted to hit that.
I just wanted